Your dog is not as innocent as you think. Every time he stares at you with those big eyes while you're eating, that's calculated. Every time he puts his paw on your leg right when you're about to leave, that's not random. Every whine, every sigh, every slow tail wag, it's a system, and it's been working on you for thousands of years. The scary part? Science has proven it. Dogs are not just reacting to you, they are reading you, testing you, and adjusting their behavior based on what works. Today, we're going to break down exactly how your dog manipulates you, tactic by tactic, and why your brain is completely powerless to stop it. We have 6 tactics to cover. By the end of this video, you will never look at your dog the same way. And honestly, you might love him even more for it. Let's start with the one that fools almost every dog owner on the planet. You sit down to eat. Your dog doesn't bark. He doesn't beg out loud. He just looks at you, eyebrows slightly raised, eyes wide, head maybe tilted just a little, and you feel guilty. That's not an accident. Researchers at the University of Portsmouth discovered that dogs have a specific facial muscle called the levator anguli oculi medialis that wolves don't have. This muscle raises the inner brow, making their eyes look bigger and sadder. Dogs evolved this muscle specifically to communicate with humans. They didn't develop it to see better or to hunt. They developed it to make us feel things. And here's what makes it even more remarkable. When dogs use this expression around humans, our brains respond the same way they respond to seeing a human baby. We release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and our instinct to care kicks in immediately. Your dog looked at you with sad eyes and your brain said, "This creature needs me." He wasn't sad, he was hungry, and it worked perfectly. Your dog walks into the room. You're busy, you don't pet him. He lies down next to you and sighs, loudly. You know that sigh. You've heard it 100 times. And almost every time you looked up, maybe you reached down and scratched his head. Maybe you said, "Oh." Maybe you felt a little bad. That is a performance. Dogs are extraordinarily skilled at reading human emotional responses. Over thousands of years, dogs learned that certain sounds and behaviors trigger attention and care from humans. The sigh is one of the most effective tools in their arsenal because it mimics human expressions of disappointment and sadness, emotions we are hardwired to respond to. Studies on animal communication show that dogs produce these sounds intentionally in social situations, not when they're alone. In other words, your dog doesn't sigh into an empty room. He sighs when you're there to hear it. He knows the audience, he knows the performance, and he knows it works on you specifically. This one is subtle. You're sitting on the couch, maybe watching something, maybe working, and out of nowhere, your dog places one paw gently on your leg or your arm. Sometimes he looks at you. Sometimes he doesn't even make eye contact. He just touches you. And almost instantly, you respond. You pet him. You talk to him. You acknowledge him. Physical touch is one of the most powerful triggers in human social bonding. Dogs have learned this. Researchers who study dog behavior have documented that dogs use deliberate physical contact as a communication tool, not just for affection, but to direct human attention and behavior. The paw specifically is interesting because it's non-aggressive and gentle enough that it reads as sweet, not demanding. Your dog is not pawing at you like a beggar. He's placing his paw with quiet confidence, like someone who already knows you're going to respond. Because he does know. He's tested this on you. He knows your patterns. He knows how long it takes before you reach down. And if you don't respond fast enough, the paw gets a little heavier. Here's a question. Your dog knows his name, right? He comes when you call him, at least sometimes. He sits when you ask, at least sometimes. But have you noticed that he's much better at listening when there's food involved? That's not a coincidence. And it's not just training. Dogs are remarkably good at cost-benefit analysis. Studies on canine cognition have shown that dogs choose whether to comply with commands based on what they're likely to get in return. They are not blindly obedient, they are strategically cooperative. Your dog has learned that certain requests lead to good outcomes and others don't. When you call him to come inside and go to bed, he takes his time. When you pick up the treat bag, he materializes instantly from 3 rooms away. But here's the part most people miss. Dogs also perform selective obedience to maintain social status within the household. A dog who always obeys unconditionally gives away all his power. A dog who obeys selectively keeps you guessing, keeps you trying, and, crucially, keeps you engaged with him. He's not broken, he's negotiating. Think about when your dog is most affectionate with you. Is it random? Or does it tend to happen right before you leave the house? Right when you get home? Right when you're upset about something? Right when you're eating something that smells good? It's not random. Researchers studying dog behavior have found that dogs are extraordinarily sensitive to human routines and emotional states. They learn to associate specific human behaviors, grabbing keys, putting on shoes, sitting down at the kitchen table, with specific outcomes. And they time their affectionate behaviors to maximize the chance of getting what they want from those moments. Your dog who cuddles you when you're sad isn't just being empathetic, though empathy is real in dogs. He's also learned that when you're in a vulnerable emotional state, you're more responsive, you pet longer, you talk more. You're more likely to share food, cancel your plans, or let him on the furniture. He has mapped your emotional landscape, and he uses that map to navigate toward everything he wants. The most remarkable part? This isn't coldly calculated the way a human con artist would plan it. Your dog genuinely loves you, and he has naturally learned that leaning into that love, at exactly the right moments, gets him closer to you. That might be the most beautiful manipulation in the animal kingdom. Your dog can open doors. You've seen it. He can push through gates, figure out latches, nudge things with his nose with surprising precision. And yet, when you put his food bowl just slightly out of reach, he stands there and looks at you. He could get it. He doesn't. This is called learned helplessness as a social strategy, and it's been documented across multiple species, including primates and dogs. Animals learn that performing helplessness triggers caregiving behavior from their social group. In a wild wolf pack, a weaker or younger member displays helplessness to receive food and protection from dominant members. Your dog does this with you, not because he's weak, but because he has learned that appearing to need your help is one of the fastest ways to get your attention, your physical presence, and often whatever he's looking at, the bowl just out of reach, the toy under the couch he could easily retrieve, the step he has jumped 1,000 times but suddenly can't seem to manage when you're watching. He's not confused. He's inviting you in. So, your dog is manipulating you. He reads your emotions, times his affection, performs helplessness, controls his obedience, and has evolved a specific muscle in his face designed to make you feel responsible for his happiness. And knowing all of this, does it change how you feel about him? Probably not. Because here's the twist that scientists keep coming back to. The manipulation only works because the love is real. Dogs don't do this to strangers the same way they do it to you. The tactics are tuned specifically to the person they bonded with. The sigh is louder for you. The paw lands on you. The timing is calibrated to your patterns, your emotions, your routines. Your dog didn't just learn how to manipulate humans. He learned how to manipulate you, specifically, individually, because you are the most important person in his world. So yes, he's manipulating you, and it's working. And the reason it works is because somewhere underneath all the tactics, there is a creature who chose you, who studied you, who built his entire emotional strategy around keeping you close. That's not manipulation. That's love with homework. If your dog does 3 or more of these tactics on you regularly, he's got you completely figured out. And honestly, that probably means you two have one of the strongest bonds possible. If you want to know how to tell exactly how deep that bond goes, we made a video on the specific signs that prove your dog sees you as family. Not just an owner, family. That video will change how you see your dog completely. It's right here. Watch it next. Compartilhar.